Coming up on 6 News at 6, the governor celebrates past accomplishments and lays out a plan for his next 4 years in office.
I'm Kevin Gale at the Cotton Bowl, where the Spartans are celebrating yet another Happy New Year and another bowl game comeback.
And plenty of wind today, but now our attention turns to a weekend storm. You are watching 6 News.
Now, from your local news leader, this is 6 News.
And those of you that ask the question, am I a lame duck now? Am I slowing down? Am I going to work less hard? You don't know me.
The governor vows to continue his work building Michigan's economy, fixing the roads, and securing your neighborhood during his second term in office. That is our top story tonight at 6. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jane Aldrich. Happy New Year. Well, back in November, the chant of 4 more years for supporters was that rallying cry, and today the chant became a reality as the governor was sworn in for his second term during today's inaugural ceremony. Our Jenna Hilgenbrink was there and tells us what the governor had to say to the people of Michigan.
We're here to give you efficient, effective, and accountable government, and we've been working to be better at that every single day, and that will continue for the next 4 years.
The old and the new. That was the theme of Governor Rick Snyder's inaugural address this afternoon. Much of today's speech by the governor was about progress made in the past 4 years with the economy, Detroit, and for the people of Michigan. But moving forward, he hopes to continue to make progress as the comeback state.
We're a state that's a comeback state now, a state that's growing, that's thriving. But we have more work to be done. Now is the time to focus in on innovation, to be forward-looking.
Some of the goals Rick Snyder set for the next 4 years include improving early education and training in the trades.
It's about looking towards exciting things, about how we can be a leader in the country by the things we're doing that will really help Michiganders, with the skilled trades, career tech education being an outstanding example.
He aims to do this by helping to rebuild communities and push toward a unified culture in Michigan.
Michigan's future is about us being less divisive and more inclusive, continuing to work better together as Michiganders.
Overall, Snyder's vision for the future is one that puts Michigan on a national scale. He wants to be #1 in the nation for trade education, and he still has plans to improve roads and the economy. But he has 4 more years to make that happen. In Lansing, Jenna Hilgenbrink, 6 News.
All right, Jenna, thank you. And after standing in the blustery cold weather for today's swearing-in ceremony, those in attendance had the chance to meet the governor and the lieutenant governor during a receiving line. It actually stretched through the Capitol as people waited to congratulate the governor on his second term. And the celebrations continue this evening at the Lansing Center in downtown Lansing. The inaugural gala is open to the public, but tickets needed to be purchased in advance. This gala is being paid for through private donations and as well as ticket sales, and no taxpayer money was used in this. And the pomp and circumstance obviously winding down a bit. We wanted to know what is in store for the governor in the next 4 years as his new term begins officially, I guess, today as he's sworn in. Tim Skubic, our Capitol correspondent, here to tell us exactly what should we expect in the next 4 years, Tim?
Well, first of all, a lot of people are saying tonight, where were the specifics? Well, Janie, in an inaugural address, there are basically no specifics. That will come in the January 20th State of the State. This is the governor's a chance to use the broad brush to point out what he wants to do, as we pointed out in the report here, what he's done in the past, what he wants to do in the future. His job 1 for the next 4 months will be getting the people to vote yes to fix the roads with a sales tax increase.
Exactly, and that's a big one that's coming up as well. And as we were talking about a broad stroke of
right.
we can't really get into specifics. How long did he speak today?
18 minutes, about 17 minutes too long if you were standing outside.
And you were
no offense, Governor.
Right.
Well, actually, I sneaked back into the studio to listen to the speech where it was warm, and then I ducked back out to be full disclosure.
Okay, and that's important to do that. But okay, so we're obviously nothing. They get back in session what day?
They come back on Wednesday, January the 14th, a couple of ceremonial days. The governor does the SOS on January 20th, and then we're off and running. And
off and running as well. Now, you are obviously dressed up for something tonight.
I'm waiting tables at a local restaurant, so if you want to stop by and give me a tip.
No, I know. Well, hey, you gave us a lot of tips all the time as far as politics.
Nice.
You are going to the gala. I know that was smooth, wasn't it? You're doing the gala tonight.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yes, I have a few times. You have too. Did you buy a ticket for tonight?
Oh, yes. And
You had
wait
to.
until the news director gets the tab.
The bill?
Yes,
How much are those tickets, by the way?
My bride and I will be going for the fine tune of $300.
Wow. Okay. But
All
again, you had to buy the tickets in advance. So
Well,
we want the scoop when you come
If
back.
you're going to cover it, you got to go.
Yes, okay. Tim, thank you for the latest.
Thanks, Jane.
We
Happy New
appreciate
Year
it.
to you,
And
dear.
you as well. Very, very happy
Break a
to
leg.
have you here. You too. Thank you. Well, the pomp and circumstance, as we said, winding down. Plenty of speeches were made this afternoon following the swearing in of the governor and other leaders. And we touch on two of them. Remarks made by Secretary of State Ruth Johnson and Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette. And Alexandra Illich joins us now to tell us how their past success has actually kept them in their current seats. Alexandra?
Well, Jane, hundreds of people, like you saw, faced the steps of the Capitol this afternoon to watch not only, like you also said, the swearing of our governor, but Michigan Attorney General Bill Schuette and Secretary of State Ruth Johnson, each for their second term in office. Let's start with Ruth Johnson, who was sworn in as Michigan's 42nd Secretary of State. In her speech, she touched on the major success the office has had thus far, from fighting fraud to improving customer service. And with confidence, she told us what she has done under her leadership in office.
We're the state of problem solvers, innovators, leaders. We're the #1 in the nation at getting people registered to vote and at the same time standing strong for election integrity. We've added record-breaking numbers of the people to the Michigan Organ Donor Registry. And if you're one of those people or planning to be, thank you. But we're not done yet.
Johnson also thanked our veterans, addressing the fact that we have helped 680,000 of them. And following her speech, Attorney General Bill Schuette took the mic. The success of our government, he asked the crowd to recognize all of those officers who died in the line of duty in the year 2014.
I would ask us all to bow our heads and observe a brief moment of silence to honor public safety officers who died in the line of duty in 2014.
Following that moment of silence, Schuette spoke about his optimism in moving Michigan forward during his second term.
I believe that Michigan's best days, Michigan's tomorrows, are just ahead, just around the corner. And I believe that Michigan's tomorrows will be better, stronger, and safer for all the hardworking men and women who make our great state wonderful.
And Jane, as you heard, a lot of positive feedback from our leaders as they eagerly take office in the new year.
All right, nice job. Thanks, Alexander. And as part of today, it actually became historical as one person stepped into a new role, making it a day of trailblazing and inspiration. Attorney Richard Bernstein stepped into the role of Supreme Court Justice and has made his mark in Michigan history as the first person who is blind to ever be a member of Michigan's highest court.
Just really want to focus on doing a good job. That's really what I want to focus on. I just want to do a good job because when people give you this opportunity, you don't ever want to disappoint them.
And Bernstein did not speak at the ceremony today, but told reporters he's already memorized briefs for all 10 cases the court is scheduled to take up in oral arguments this month.
Now, from Storm Tracker 6, weather first. Made possible by your independent auto owners insurance agents, the No Problem people.
Well, as we started the new year, that's going to bring some colder temperatures. At least it has so far, although there is some warmer weather on the way by the weekend. Let's do a kind of a recap, a wrap-up of the month of December. Kind of a graphic I put together to show the warm versus the cool days. The blocks that are yellow, those are days in the month of December that the average temperature was above average, and some days by a lot. Back on the 15th, we were 19 degrees above average. You see several days where we were 10 to 20 degrees above average, quite a few. The days below average were a lot fewer, so it was a mild month overall. That trend, though, is coming to an end, as we're not going to think the next week or two average below normal for a while. We look at temperatures, mid-20s outside, wind chills running generally in the teens. Not terribly cold, but it's a chilly afternoon. We look out from our Skyview network, the Jackson Cam, some clouds around, temperature in the upper 20s. Some flurries as well. Wind chills running generally in the teens. Grand Ledge Tower Cam been seeing a few more of those snow showers out this evening. The temperatures are in the generally in the 20s and the teens, or 20s, and wind chills running in the teens. No report there on the sensor, however. As we look at the satellite radar, there you can see the snow showers that we have. They're already beginning to die down. There's not a lot of snow on this map. We're still awaiting a storm system off to the southwest, pretty large upper level low pressure system, which will spawn a surface low and sometimes in the winter that can mean big snow, sometimes it can mean a little bit, and sometimes like this weekend it's going to mean a wintry mess. Tomorrow morning we start out with high pressure settling south and east, rainfall to our south. No issues if you have to travel tomorrow. Don't anticipate any problems at all. We move into the weekend, however. On Saturday, that low pressure system tracks a little bit closer, and by Saturday afternoon, the chance for a wintry mix changing to rain begins to push in. This track is just so far to the west, I don't see how we can avoid getting the warm air further into the area. And let's be honest, rather have rain than freezing rain. As far as snow goes, the all snow category remains across northern lower Michigan into the UP. So you're going to have to head further north if you want to see big snows. We'll see a little bit, though, as we move into Sunday afternoon on the back side of that system. Could see another inch or so of accumulation. Precision cast, as far as the snow is concerned, there you see the strip of heavier snowfall, eastern UP, northern lower. For mid-Michigan, it looks like a trace to an inch of snowfall. Throw in some freezing rain and sleet and rain for good measure. A little bit of everything in the forecast this weekend. For tonight, look for a low temperature down to 20 degrees, warmer than it has been, and less wind tonight. You'll notice that tomorrow, winds 5 to 10 tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Noontime, 25 degrees. By the afternoon, a high of 30. Winds 5 to 10, so all in all, looking pretty good. The 6-day forecast over the next 6 days, temperatures near 30 tomorrow, 34 Saturday. That occurs late. We hold in the 30s Saturday night. Sunday, a few leftover snow showers, then it gets bitterly cold. Highs in the lower teens at best, low temperatures well into the single digits. We get a clear night with some calm winds. We could dip below 0 next week. So the coldest day of the season on the way next week.
It looks that way, doesn't it? All right, David, thank you. We've got Audrey here, and I'll tell you, things were heating up big time in Dallas. And boy, I'll tell you, I was worried for a lot of Spartan fans that they were about to have a heart attack after that finish at the Cotton Bowl today.
Yeah, they're going to have to check on some of them, I think. From the very beginning, this was going to be a battle between the Spartans and the Bears, both with terrific offenses. And when you're deep in the heart of Texas, it only seems fitting that this New Year's Eve bowl game between Baylor and Michigan State would come down to a shootout. After once down by 21 points, the Spartans find a way to win in Texas. Don't miss those highlights up next. Plus, Kevin Gale was on the sideline with the Spartans, and he has all the post-game reaction. That's coming up next in sports.
This is 6 Sports.
New Year's is a reason to celebrate what's to come in 2015, and today in Arlington, Texas, Michigan State would make its first ever appearance in the Cotton Bowl against Baylor. Without a doubt, this was a battle between two top 10 teams, with the 5th-ranked Spartans and 8th-ranked Bears, both with terrific offenses, and the fireworks started early in the first quarter. Very first drive of the game, Connor Cook hands off to his man Jeremy Langford for a 2-yard TD, a 6-play, 75-yard drive that took 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Spartans up 7-zip, and the MSU faithful loving every minute. Bryce Petty's arm was the topic of conversation, and he had the guns to back it up. Baylor's first drive, Petty tosses a 49-yard bomb to Katie Cannon, pulls it in to tie the game at 7. Both teams went tit for tat in the first for a tie game at 14, but that prolific Baylor offense started to show its true colors. In the third, Petty just kept slinging them out there. This time a 74-yard bombs away right in the hands of Cannon, just inside the 20. Bears take a 31-14 lead. Petty threw for a Cotton Bowl record of 550 yards, and former Bears quarterback RG3 loving the beat down on Sparty. You'd think it wouldn't get any worse for MSU's defense until this. Look at the big fella go. Laquan McGowan, the 390-pounder, even scoring touchdowns, 41-21 Baylor. But after being down by 20 points in the third, Michigan State pulls within 6 in the fourth. Bears attempt the field goal, but MSU senior Marcus Rush blocks the kick, and RJ Williamson in the right place at the right time picks up the loose ball, and he's off to the races, sprinting down the sideline in Baylor territory to set up this. 22 seconds left on the clock. MSU with no timeouts, and Cook fires a 10-yard bullet in the back of the end zone to Keith Mumphrey to give the Spartans a 1-point lead. Then that pick by Riley Bulla would seal the deal for the win. MSU outscores Baylor 21-0 in the fourth to capture its first ever Cotton Bowl victory. 42-41 the final.
Another MSU bowl game, and the script stays the same. The Spartans bury themselves in a double-digit hole before digging themselves out and celebrating the bowl championship with confetti on the field. How do you keep leading these fourth-quarter comebacks in these bowl games? This is incredible.
I don't know. Credit to our entire team for not giving up. O-line for keeping me protected. Defense for coming up huge in the end. It's crazy. I'm lost for words. I mean, honestly, it feels like a dream. Never in my wildest dreams. I never lost belief. But I kept digging myself in a hole. I was playing so bad early on, and for the way that we finished like that, I'm just so grateful.
Can you think of a better way to finish your MSU career?
You know what? These kids get a lot of credit. You know, we were down, and there could be no better way. I mean, block field goal, you know, third down stop, block field goal, return it, put our offense in position to score. Offense goes down, gets it done, and then we get to go back out and finish the game. There's no better ending.
Somebody on defense always steps up in these bowl games. Anthony Rashad White, Kyler Ellsworth. Yeah. Your name is going to go down with those guys now. How does it feel?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I wish the whole defense could be up there with me, and it's an incredible feeling. I'm just so happy we won. That's the most important thing.
You just caught the game-winning ball in the Cotton Bowl. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, to go out on top like this as a senior, I mean, it's like the best feeling in the world. I don't even know how to describe it.
You came to this Cotton Bowl with something to prove. Sure, they weren't in the playoffs, but they knew a win over Baylor would demand respect from the rest of the college football world.
Great play, but big-time plays, big-time games, that's all I got to say.
These Spartan seniors leave MSU tied as the winningest class in Spartan history. At the Cotton Bowl with the Spartans, Kevin Gale, 6 Sports.
Jane, did you see that trophy? That was huge. Well, after spending 10 years as part of Jim Harbaugh's staff at the University of San Diego, Stanford, and with the San Francisco 49ers, Tim Drevno will rejoin Harbaugh as the Wolverines' new offensive coordinator. Harbaugh addressed putting together a new staff at his press conference on Tuesday, and bringing Drevno is key to what he's trying to build at Michigan.
I look at it like I'm going to construct a home, like a construction architect or you know, I got to think of myself more as a construction guy. You build this home, and hopefully it's a great cathedral, and then afterwards, you know, they tell you, okay, go build another one. You know, there's some dirt down there. Go build another home. You know, I'm at that point where, even though you've done well, you built some pretty nice homes. You know, you have to do it again, and you have to prove it again. But I would really like to live in one permanently.
And Jane, will have so much more reaction from the Cotton Bowl tonight at 11. Kevin Gale was right there on the sidelines, and he has so much stuff to send back to us, he said, so be sure to tune in later tonight. Back to you.
Yeah, I think Spartan fans are just jumping for joy still right now. What a game. What a finish. We've got more forecast news for you coming up. Stay tuned, including we'll introduce you to one of Lansing's newest residents. Stay tuned. A Jackson County man is spending the first day of the new year in jail after state police say he shot and killed his own mother. According to police, it happened around 10 o'clock last night. This took place in a home on Henrietta Street in Summit Township. Jackson County officials say the 29-year-old man killed his 59-year-old mother following an argument at his home. Officials say he then left the scene, went to his mother's house on Palmer Street in the village of Rives. That's where he reportedly called 911 to tell dispatchers what happened. The man is now in custody at the Jackson County Jail. In the meantime, Lansing police are investigating an armed robbery that took place at the Food Mart on South Washington Street. Officials say a man walked into the store at around 11 o'clock last night with a handgun and demanded money from workers before running away. Police brought in canines to track the suspect. He was not found. They are looking at surveillance video from the store now. Well, with the new year came new life in mid-Michigan. Summer and Grant Calweno, I should say, of Lansing are the proud parents of a beautiful baby girl, the first child to be born at Lansing Sparrow Hospital. And this is Maven Matilda Calweno. She was born at 5:55 this morning and became Sparrow's New Year's baby. She is the couple's second child. She weighed in at 9 pounds, 13 ounces. Now, her name sounds unique because it is. Her parents actually turned to a list of least used baby names when deciding what to call their little girl.
We're tired, but we have our prize now. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is exhaustion and trying to recover and think about like the next week even and how you're going to recover from.
We haven't slept in a couple nights, so.
Yeah, and the family's other child is a 2-year-old girl named Juniper. And as the first baby born at Sparrow this year, the hospital will give the couple a new infant car seat and some stuffed animals. Isn't she beautiful? Well, coming up, another look at your forecast for the weekend, so stay tuned, please.
Our 6-day forecast, couple flurries tomorrow, better chance of a mix to rain Saturday evening, goes back over a little bit of snow Sunday, minor accumulations. Next week, bitterly cold air moves in, a fluffy snow possible Tuesday. Could see some light accumulations, but some possible there, and it stays cold right through next Wednesday. Low temperatures, single digits. Could see some sub-zero weather.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Very cold, but it's, you know, a lot of snow coming up north especially. They're skiing finally.
Looking good there,
Looks
yeah.
really, really good. All right, it looks good to be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Always on, always free, WLNS.com.